Animation recapped here. In today's video we will be covering an action, adventure, and sci-fi film called Next Gen. In a high-tech futuristic world where sentient robot technology is commonplace, highly advanced robots live mutually with people. There is a little girl who's named May. May and her mom Molly are inside their car as they make their way to attend a product launch at IQ Robotics headquarters, where the CEO will unveil their new robot. However, May is not keen on going. In the car, we find out that May is reluctant to let the robot do her hair since she has an extreme dislike towards all types of robots. This hatred comes from her past. It started when May's father left her when she was young. Her mother became too dependent on robots, making May feel left out. May and Molly finally arrive. They get out of their car and make their way towards the event where Justin Pin, the CEO of IQ Robotics, will make the new unveiling. As they make their way towards the event, May gets annoyed at her mother's infatuation with the new robot, so she wanders off. May has a passion for soccer, so she wants to check out the new stadium. She sees a robot and jumps on top of it in an attempt to get a better view of the football field. But shortly after, she ends up falling down. Seconds later, security arrives since children must be accompanied by adults. Before getting apprehended by security and returned to her mother, May runs away. She escapes through one of the robot's transportation tunnels. She ends up falling down through one of the tubes. Shortly after, she stumbles into the secret lab of Dr. Tanner Rice, who has been working on an attack robot called 7723. May goes to check the robot out and accidentally ends up activating it. The robot seems to be highly intelligent, capable of understanding human emotions. However, May is apprehended by security and brought to her mother. Justin Pin, the CEO of IQ Robotics, gets ready as he ends up revealing to the public the new generation of Q-bots. However, Justin has evil intentions since he went behind Dr. Tanner's back and secretly designed them to explode. Later, Dr. Tanner finds out his secret robot has disappeared. He fears that Justin Pin might find him. The secret robot 7723 sees May. He wants to return her bag in hopes of becoming her friend. In May's pursuit, robot 7723 jumps on the highway. He uses his thrusters in an attempt to get away and avoid casualties. But he ends up using his weapon system, in which the police retaliates with deadly force. The police shoot him with bullets and missiles. However, 77 fights back using his own missiles from his hands. The police continues to chase him. However, his priority is returning May's bag. Seconds later, as the bridge starts to break from all the explosions, 77 ends up falling off into the lowest level of the city. As he gets back up, 77 realizes he accidentally damaged his memory core, meaning that once he reaches a certain amount of memories, he will have to start deleting some in order to make new ones. May is at school, and as soon as the final bell rings, she goes outside to play football alone. But shortly after, she is bullied by a bunch of girls and their leader Greenwood, who mocks her and orders her robots to beat her. May gets back home and her mother notices her bruises, but she lacks the ability to understand her daughter's pain. Both of them have been feeling empty ever since her dad left. Minutes later, May goes to check on her dog Momo, when she notices 77 outside of her backyard. May is surprised to see the robot again, but tells him she hates robots as she tells him to go. Out of nowhere, May's toothbrush aggressively runs to her in order to brush her teeth before bed. But 77 sees it as a threat and blasts her aggressive toothbrush to smithereens. May looks at 77 amazed and asks him what that was. He nonchalantly tells May it's his face plasma rifle. May ends up changing her mind after seeing his weapon system. May decides to secretly keep him in her shed. 77 finds himself with 32% of his memory storage filled. Seconds later, we find out that he has only 48 hours of memory left. So he must delete old memories in order to clear space for new ones. He decides to delete the memory of May's dog Momo, cursing him out in Spanish. 77 has now extended his memory storage by 3 hours. We see CEO Justin Pin call Dr. Tanner as he discusses the incident on the highway caused by Robot 77. Justin threatens Dr. Tanner to only focus on the new Q-bot since he wants one in every home. Seconds later, Justin demonstrates the destructive power the new Q-bots possess. Next morning, May uses 77 to defend herself against her bullies. She manages to scare them off. In return, for the first time in her life, she acknowledges a robot as she hugs and thanks him for having her back. For the next following weeks, May and 77 spend all day and all night hanging out, going out for rides together, breaking the law and destroying robots together, and even spending the evening out fishing. In a way, 77 is filling the void her father left inside her heart. They have now formed a bond that transcends friendship. However, there is a sad, dark truth that 77 is keeping away from May. Every hour that they spend making memories together, he must pick and choose a memory to delete. As the days pass, it's getting harder for him to decide on what memory to lose forever and which one to pick, since he has built a very strong bond with May. Later, Justin Pin is interviewed regarding the recent robot rampage through the city, but he denies the robot being part of his company. The crowd is fooled by Justin's lies as they cheer him on. Later that night, May notices that he forgot who her dog is and asks him if everything is okay. 77 tells her that everything is okay and she should head to bed because her mom might worry. However, he ends up telling her the truth. He opens up and tells May that if he doesn't clear space, he won't be able to make new memories and his brain will automatically shut down and fully reset, causing him to forget himself and May completely. He continues to tell her that he is afraid and doesn't want to keep forgetting all the amazing memories they have shared together. May tries to help him delete memories to clear up space, but she chooses the first encounter where she calls him stupid robot. 77 says he can't bring himself to delete their first encounter, telling May that it's special to him. But May tells him not to worry since they will just make new ones. She ends up convincing 77. He was hesitant, but since he trusts May, he ends up deleting it. When asked how it felt, 77 says it feels like it was never there. May quickly gets a flashback to when her father left her as a child. Later that night, Justin ties Dr. Tanner down and tells him he has to kill him since he betrayed him by building a robot behind his back. However, Dr. Tanner promises to find the robot in order to use it for Justin's own selfish benefits. Justin spares his life for a little while longer. May is at the park when she gets into a fight with Greenwood. She has all this anger bottled up inside from all the people who have hurt her, and she wanted Greenwood to know what it feels like. However, 77 stops her, telling May it isn't what she wants and that Greenwood is just a kid like her. May gets angry and tells him that he's just a stupid robot. However, later that night, May apologizes. As they stare at the night sky, May ends up sharing how she really feels. Also later that night, a police robot informs Dr. Tanner about 77's whereabouts. Tanner appears in May's house and promises to fix his memory core. However, he tells them that it would override all of his memories, causing him to forget everything. Out of nowhere, Justin appears as he openly tells his plan to kill off millions of people with his Q-bots. Dr. Tanner makes a final attempt to remind Justin of their past friendship together and the good they aspired to do for humanity. However, that Justin Pin no longer exists as he gives Tanner a cold stare. Seconds later, Justin orders his killer robot to capture 77. During their fight, Justin ends up capturing May's mother. 77 is trying to keep May safe as he avoids the deadly fire from Justin's robot. The robot fires a missile towards 77 and May, causing a huge explosion. However, they manage to get away. They run towards the tunnels. May yells angrily, telling 77 to put her down as she blames him for not getting her mother in time. She continues to scream at him, telling 77 that he didn't even use his weapons to protect them. However, 77 tells her the shocking truth. He tells May that he had deleted his weapon system files in order to make space for May and their cherished memories together. May calls him selfish and blames him for ruining everything. She tells him that now she doesn't have anyone left. This leaves 77 hurt. May walks away as she goes alone to rescue her mother. May attempts to break into Justin's facility in order to save her mother, but when 77 arrives to help, they must work together, fight off the incoming robots. After taking them out, they both share a moment. May opens up about her past again and tells 77 that she is still haunted and hurt by her father's disappearance. 77 comforts May, telling her she isn't alone and she still has a broken robot who loves her. May forgives 77 and they make their way down to Justin. They avoid security and find their way to him. However, a shocking dark truth is revealed when May realizes that Justin might not actually be a human anymore, but a robot masked with human flesh. Dr. Tanner yells at Justin, telling him he can't keep getting away with all his crimes. But Justin quickly takes out his gun and kills Tanner in the spot. 77 and Justin start fighting and fall off the window as they both fall onto a football field. A powerless 77 tries fighting Justin. May finds her mother, but Justin arrives there shortly after. He lashes out on May and his mother as he tells them his plan on killing innocent people, as he calls the public folks a bunch of useless stupid fools. However, Justin hadn't realized in time that May was recording him and broadcasting him using one of the stadium's robots. The world finds out the truth. Justin attacks May out of anger as they both fight. May ends up kicking one of his robotic eyes out, revealing his true identity. The people are shocked, as Justin confirms that he killed the real Justin and stole his body. He tells the world that humans are flawed and broken, and that the only way the world would become peaceful is by killing all of humanity. Justin starts to activate all the Q-bots as they start exploding. Justin simultaneously transferred his consciousness to the killer robot as he plans on killing 77. They go all out as Justin blasts him out of the stadium. May is later then held at gunpoint by Justin as the killer Q-bots quickly swarm and surround them. 77's only option is to do a full system reset and lose all his memories in order to activate his combat files in an attempt to save May. 77 reluctantly turns on his weapons and ends up flying towards May, saving her before falling to her death. 77 looks at May as his memories slowly start to disappear. He tells her that she shouldn't let the bad memories stop her from making good ones. Before running towards his death, 77 looks at May one last time and tells her that she's an amazing human being and that she shouldn't give up on making new memories because she has a kind heart with a lot to offer. Before their final clash, 77 continues to fight to the death. He starts to reminisce his last memories with May. As they slowly start to disappear, 77 clashes with Justin for the last time, causing a huge explosion. After the explosion settles down, May runs to him in hopes of seeing if he's still alive. She finds out that he survived the explosion. However, when 77's system turns back on, he looks at May in confusion as he asks her who she is. Realizing that 77's memories have been completely erased, May cries in pain, knowing she had just lost the only person who was truly ever there for her in her darkest times. However, fast forward and a few days have passed. May is at the park with 77 and her mother Molly. After Greenwood helped her in her fight against Justin, they managed to rekindle their friendship. May ends up finally having a group to call her friends. May runs to the field, as she realizes that 77 hadn't really disappeared. His personality was still intact and alive. So she had decided a fresh start to their relationship. A lifetime worth of memories together, which she and 77 will never forget. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.